welcome back, everyone. I'm very happy to say that we have Maura Cavanagh Dick with us today. She is the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs at Salem Community College in the greater Philadelphia area, formerly a biology professor. And, I'm sure we'll hear more about other things that she's done. What we're doing today with this is just really talking more about community colleges, but sort of within the hearing about it from someone who has a career there, which I think is great. So welcome, Maura.
Thank you. It's great to join you. Thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to share, all the great things community colleges are doing.
Oh, I plan to pick your brain, not just here, but actually after the call, just so you know.
Excellent. I look forward to that.
Okay. All right, great. So let's start with your perspective of what makes a community college education a great opportunity. Like, why might a student think about attending a community college?
That's a great question. And I think, really thinking about it, and the name really implies it, right? Community colleges, community is part of our name. So, at Salem Community College, it's actually our middle name. When we like to say that. We're really heavily connected to our surrounding communities, and we work really, really hard at trying to create foster a community on campus that supports student success. And we really, here at our college, our tenets are trying to provide a personalized, affordable, empowering, and then quality educational opportunity for all students, right? They're open access institutions. So we really work with a large range of students, but really it's anchored in that community and providing those educational opportunities. Mm-hmm. So in that, things that people might think about that are reasons for them community colleges being great opportunities is that they're personalized and supportive. Often community colleges have smaller class sizes, and the staff provide very supportive opportunities from a holistic perspective, whether it's advising or academic support. Quality, our faculty are really experts in teaching, right? So at a four-year institution, you may have a lot of faculty members who do teach, but they often are asked to do research and other things. Our faculty are really experts in teaching, and they're experts in teaching foundational college classes like English 101 or Biology 101. And often those classes are smaller. So for example, our Biology 101 class only has 24 students in it. I know when I took that same class at a four-year school, we had 200 students in that class. So it really gives the students that one-on-one attention from the faculty member. Community colleges also have great resources and technology. This actually came up during the pandemic. I had talked to a few of my four-year partners, and they were amazed. Here at our college, we were able to convert our classes online within a week because our faculty members were so embedded in teaching and so embedded in the technology already that they were able to do that so quickly. The other things, kind of thinking about the empowering aspect, community colleges are really flexible for all students, right? They provide a lot of opportunities in terms of in-person, online, hybrid. A student could take a class full-time or a course, his or her course program full-time or part-time. So that allows them to work, maybe volunteer, or even take care of their family, while they're going to school. At the foundation of it all, our main mission is, really twofold in that we are the first step on the pathway to a bachelor's degree, right? So many community colleges are going to offer those foundational classes that are in the first 2 years of a four-year program, of a four-year bachelor's program. So a lot of the colleges will have agreements with four-year schools, providing seamless transfer of those credits to those schools. So a lot of us will have what are called 2+2 or 3+1 agreements, where a student can actually take anywhere from 60 to 90 credits at the community college and then transfer them. So that's a great, bargain, in terms of time, but then also money. We also connect students directly to the workforce. So you may not need to go to a four-year school. You might want to go right into the workforce. So for example, we offer associate degrees that go right, connect right to jobs. So for example, one of our premier programs is our nursing program. Students can get a 2-year degree, sit for the exact same NCLEX exam that a 4-year school student would sit for and become a registered nurse. And then maybe with 1 more year, earn their BSN like they would at a 4-year school. Again, saving time and money, but earning the same credentials as well. Also in that, sometimes community colleges offer really unique programs that you may not see at other colleges. So for example, our school, we offer the only program in the world that is a program training students in scientific glass technology. So what that means is students learn the science and the technology around designing apparatus that are used in high-level experiments and labs all across the world. You know, I just talked to a student, he just signed with a premier glass firm in Switzerland the other day. So we were super excited. And, you know, last and not least, community colleges are affordable. And that probably came up in your last segment. They're a great bang for your buck. You know, for example, 2 years at our school, I think is approximately $12,000. If you were to go to a state school as an in-state student, that's about 1/3 of what you would pay. If you were going to go to a private school, that's probably about 1/6 of what you were going to pay. So really our students are gaining, you know, the quality, the personalized experience, the community, and then those empowering aspects of flexibility and transfer, you know, at a fraction of the cost. So I think that really talks to a lot of that.
I wonder if you could address some, like, I think students are afraid that it might be harder to get into a 4-year college, like a selective one. You know, they're like, I know I can go to the local state school, not, I mean, honestly, which is also great, but like, you know, it's not going to work for me to transfer to UPenn or like, you know, I don't know, Swarthmore College or something like that. So I was wondering if you could kind of address the flexibility of like kind of the breadth of transfer opportunities.
I mean, kind of going back to something I just said, you know, when you're going to a community college, you're really going to take those foundational classes, what we call general education classes. So English 101, psychology 101, biology 101. Those are really the same, you know, here, you know, in terms of if you compared syllabi, you know, that's a lot of what I do from my perspective is I look at the academic curriculum and make sure our classes align with our 4-year partners and even the Swarthmores and the University of Pennsylvania. And so if you took, you know, biology 101 with us, you're really getting all of the same learning outcomes and everything. And so those classes, we will see students be able to transfer them to those other institutions. The ones that sometimes don't transfer, if that's where some of the concern starts to come in, is if students change their major, say they, you know, started with us as a biology major, and then they decide to go to the University of Pennsylvania as a business major. There might be a couple classes in their curriculum that may not transfer because they may need something more specialized to business that they hadn't taken at the community college. But we really build our curriculum so that a student is going to get their Englishes, their sciences, and their general education, humanities, you know, those classes that they need for transfer. And I'll talk about this maybe a little bit later, but the research has shown that students who actually take a community college actually complete, you know, whether or not they get accepted to a high level selective institution, that's a different research question, but they actually do better in terms of completion rates at those selective institutions if they've completed a community college class, which I think a lot of students or a lot of parents don't know that because that preparation ahead of time is really beneficial for them in terms of the classes. You know, again, back to the things I talked about, they're small. You know, when I took biology 101, I was in a lecture hall with 200 people. So I didn't really get that interaction with my faculty member at a foundational time where I was developing, you know, the foundations of, you know, the cell cycle and, you know, a lot of the different things that go into biology. It was really, I wish I had you know, only 24 students in my class.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some interesting data too that says that community college graduates who go to the more highly selective institutions actually complete at a higher rate than the ones who
do.
go to the less selective ones. So what that tells me is that there's no disadvantage whatsoever. A talented student is a talented student who's going to do well wherever they go. So,
Correct.
yeah.
Correct. And I think the community colleges provide opportunities kind of across the gamut, you know, whether or not a student is an honor student. Oftentimes, community colleges will offer honors programs or honor societies like Phi Theta Kappa, which then provide, you know, an opportunity for students to excel, high achieving students to excel. But then they also provide opportunities for students who may not be as prepared. They may be coming out of school with a 504, or they may have you know, some special needs that require additional assistance. So really, you know, that there is runs the gamut in terms of support services as well. You know, so we really have to be able to wear all hats, because we really, you know, cover the gamut. We're not selective institutions just looking at one population. And so we really have excelled at, and I think because we focus on student success, right? The personalized each student is really our goal. And that we follow them, we track them, and help them, you know, to get whatever their goal is, whether it's to transfer or to go directly into the workforce.
You mentioned honors colleges. Actually, Maura, you keep jumping ahead. Like I have a question and then you just bring it up. You bring it up anyway. So shame on you. No, but I wanted you to talk a little bit about honors colleges, like even the one specifically at your college. Like, tell me about how those work at a community college.
Yeah, so we actually don't have one. We have an honor society, but we don't necessarily have an honors college at our school. What we have had is, you know, special honors sections of particular classes where students would be within a learning community, if you will, that they would be taking particular classes at the beginning of their curriculum. Probably more importantly is our honor society. So early in their career, they're invited, if they have a certain GPA, to join our Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. And that it's more than just academic. So it becomes a learning community for them in that they are, you know, along the pathway of, you know, kind of high achieving students. But then they're also doing community service on campus with us, serving on maybe college committees, you know, really helping with governance of our college. Being part of outside of our college activities in terms of volunteer, and having projects on campus to make the campus experience better. So it's really kind of a, you know, an upper level experience, although we do even have, not just for honor students, we have those experiences for all students. It just, you know, the research has shown if students feel connected to a group while they're going through college, they're going to be more successful individually as students. And so, especially here at the college, we've tried to find ways to help students feel connected. So our nursing students have their cohort, our glass students have their cohort. We have an educational opportunity fund group of students who we've provided a cohort, and then our PTK or our honor students have a cohort. So it's really helps in terms of their success along their pathway.
Okay. All right. So we only have 1 minute left, but
oh goodness.
Yes. No, that's fine. But if a student wants to learn more about a community college in their area, what should they do?
So I would definitely you know, depends on what state a student is in, but every community has a community college. So I would first find out what is the website for their community college, right? That's going to be the first place for them to take a look at. Their guidance counselors should be able to point them in that direction of that website and give them some information. You know, we have a really close relationship with all of our area high schools. And so if the student is in high school, they definitely will be seeing the community college at their high school events. So talk to them, get to know them, go visit campus. Most of us will have senior days where students can come. If there are students who are outside of high school, go visit the community college. Most of them are open for you to just walk in to the admissions office and make an appointment and ask questions. If someone came across and saw me on campus today, I'd walk them right over there and help them, you know, learn all about our particular college, because we really want to help every student who's interested in getting a college degree do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank
love
you for
talking
having me.
about
I really
community.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I will be picking your brain later. So,
Excellent, excellent. I look forward to that.
okay. All right. So thanks, everyone. I just wanted to remind you to come back next week when college decisions are going to be out by that time. So we're going to have a couple discussions about what we're hearing and also what you should be considering before you take out any loans. On top of that, remember that we're always here at 4 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. So come back and check us out.